जितनी मुश्किलें होंगी जिंदगी की राहों में उतना ही सुकून होगा मंजिल को पाने में। नमस्कार, welcome to Daily PT Pointers, and in this video we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau and Live Mint. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion, and our first headline is related to पोस्ट ऑफिस बिल 2023 जो कि इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था राज्यसभा में इन अगस्त 2023. इट रिपील्स द इंडियन पोस्ट ऑफिस एक्ट 1898 एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू प्रोविजंस ऑफ द बिल द पोस्ट ऑफिस will have the exclusive privilege of issuing postage stamps, and the Director General will make regulations relating to supply and sale of postage stamps and postal stationery, and central government will have the power to give effect to the arrangements made by any foreign country or territory. Our next headline is related to gig workers, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि as per recent survey of National Council of Applied Economic Research, the real wages of gig workers delivering food parcels across cities have fallen. Now let's know more about gig workers. So friends, it refers to workers outside of traditional employer-employee relationship, and there are two type of gig workers, and these are platform workers and non-platform workers. Now what are platform workers? So friends, when gig workers use online apps or platforms to connect with customers, they are called platform workers, and those who work outside of these platforms are non-platform workers, including construction workers and non-technology based temporary workers. And a 2022 report by Niti Aayog estimates that nearly 23.5 million workers will be engaged in the gig economy by 2029. And according to a World Bank recent report, online gig work is growing globally, particularly in developing world, creating an important source of employment for women and young people in poorer countries where jobs are scarce. Now, there are some steps taken by the government. For example, Ministry of Labor and Employment introduced a Code on Social Security 2020 that brings gig workers within the ambit of labor laws for the first time, and government has also launched e-Shram portal in 2021 for registration and creation of a comprehensive national database of unorganized workers, including gig workers and platform workers. And अभी recently Chief Justice of India ने announce किया है कि Supreme Court's case data will be uploaded on National Judicial Data Grid portal on a real-time and daily basis. Now let's know more about National Judicial Data Grid. So friends, it is a database of orders, judgments, and case details of district and subordinate courts and high courts, created as an online platform under the e-courts project. Data is updated on a near real-time basis by the connected districts and taluka courts. It has been developed by a National Informatics Center. Our next headline is related to Registration of Births and Deaths Amendment Act 2023 that will come into effect from October 1st. The bill paves the way for digital birth certificates, which will be a single document to be used for admission to educational institutions, applications for driving license, government jobs, passport or Aadhaar, voter enrollment, and registration of marriage and others. The centralized database will also update the National Population Register, ration cards, property registration, and electoral rolls. And do you know, friends, National Population Register was first compiled in 2010 and it was updated in 2015 through door-to-door enumeration. It is the first step to the creation of National Register of Citizens as per the Citizenship Act. Our next headline is related to Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently it has completed 3 years of its launch. इसको implement किया जा रहा है Department of Fisheries के द्वारा, and it is an umbrella scheme with two separate components, namely Central Sector Scheme and centrally sponsored scheme. The scheme aims to bring about brew revolution through sustainable and responsible development of fisheries sector in India. It is being implemented in all states and union territories for a period of 5 years from financial year 2020-2021 to financial year 2024-25. Our next headline is related to India-Saudi Arabia relations and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Saudi Arabia's crown prince and Prime Minister of India held extensive talks and the leaders also co-chaired the first summit level meeting of the India-Saudi Arabia Strategic Partnership Council. Both the sides signed 8 agreements including on upgrading their hydrocarbon energy partnership to comprehensive energy partnership for renewable petroleum and strategic reserves. And do you know friends, India and Saudi Arabia established diplomatic relations in 1947 and India is Saudi Arabia's second largest trading partner and Saudi Arabia is a key partner for ensuring India's energy security and defense partnership has witnessed tremendous growth in recent years and Prime Minister of India described Saudi Arabia as one of India's most important strategic partners. Our next headline is related to International Organization for Legal Metrology and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently India has become an international organization of legal metrology certificate issuing authority. And do you know friends, International Organization of Legal Metrology is an intergovernmental organization जो कि establish हुई थी 1955 में and India became its member in 1956. इसके 63 member states हैं and 64 corresponding members हैं. It develops model regulations, standards and related documents for use by legal metrology authorities and industry. It plays crucial role in harmonizing national laws and regulations on performance of measuring instruments like clinical thermometers, alcohol breath analyzer, radar speed measuring instruments, ship tanks found at ports, and petrol dispensing units. Our next headline is related to National Logistics Policy, जिसने रिसेंटली कंप्लीट किए हैं 1 years एंड ये लॉन्च की गई थी प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया के द्वारा ऑन 17 सितंबर 2022 एंड इट इज एम्ड टू ड्राइव इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ एंड बिजनेस कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस ऑफ द कंट्री through an integrated, seamless, efficient, reliable, green, sustainable, and cost-effective logistic network by leveraging best-in-class technology, processes, and skilled manpower. And targets of the policy is to reduce cost of logistics in India, improve the logistics performance index ranking, and endeavor is to be among top 25 countries by 2030 and create data-driven decision support mechanism for an efficient logistics ecosystem. Our next and last headline is related to International Day of Democracy, which is observed on 15 September. It was officially designated in 2007 via resolution adopted by United Nations General Assembly. And do you know friends, the establishment of the International Day of Democracy can be traced back to the Universal Declaration on Democracy, which was formally adopted on September 15, 1997 by the Inter-Parliamentary Union, जो कि एक international organization है that comprises national parliaments from various countries. And इस साल की theme है Empowering Next Generation. The day provides an opportunity to review the state of democracy in the world. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening. And for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.